probably seen those videos that are like, look at these crazy Mandela hacks. Well, I've actually found one. So do you remember these being called Rice Krispie treats? Well, that's actually incorrect. They're actually called Rice Krispies treats. I know, crazy, right? Well, anyways, you've probably seen those videos. School's starting again? So what now? Wait a minute. When did you become whatever you are? Just now? Why? Because it's made out of simpler shapes and because I think it looks cool. Can we please get back to the topic of this video? Fine, but this isn't the end of this discussion. Like I said, school's starting, so my upload schedule is gonna change. Over the summer, I've pretty consistently uploaded once a month. But now that school's starting, it's gonna be more like one video on Christmas, one video on spring break. But don't worry, I'll be trying to make 20 to 40-second shorts like these every couple weeks or so. But unfortunately, school's starting again. Why do I use the guy in my videos? Well, it's kind of a long story. If you go back to the caveman era of my channel, 5 months ago, you'll see his first appearance in my Learning How to Hack video because I was inspired by the Odd Ones Out and Domix doing similar things. What can I say? Monkey see, monkey do. But now that I'm actually getting comments, it has a purpose, being used to voice my opinions about your opinions through fun little skits. But I guess that. Why do I use them? What would I look like in an RPG? Well, my mom brought me to a festival. Yeah, I know. If my summer was a level in a video game, it would be festival themed. But the reason I bring this up is because there's an entire group of kids trying to recreate the events that happened in this book called Lord of the Flies. Yeah, I've never heard of it either, and I'm too lazy to Google it. But everyone was talking like they were in a medieval RPG. And while I was there, I drew this concept art. So I guess that answers the question. What would I look like in an RPG? I snuck into a school? Okay, before you call the police, let me explain. So there's an abandoned school in my town, right next to where a local festival is held. Don't worry, I'll go into more detail if I make a video about the festival. All you need to know is I worked at the merch booth and I was on break. So I come across my friend, let's call his friend Jay, and one other kid. And they were thinking about sneaking into the school. You guys, I think this is a really bad idea. And he takes off. So I run after him. Jay! Jay, this is a really bad idea! Jay, get back here! But he doesn't listen. So he gets right up to where he's about to enter the school. So I grab his arm and I rush him back to the festival. Right before a security guard pulls in and catches the other kid that was with us. But that's how I snuck into I got beaten with a cane on Halloween. Let me give you some context. So a couple Halloweens ago, like before the dark ages of the pandemic Halloweens ago, I was 6 and trick-or-treating, and I got to this one house that had a sign saying, "Take one," next to the candy bag. Now, I didn't see the sign, or I just wanted as much candy as possible. Anyways, I grabbed a few pieces, and old man Scrooge comes out into his porch and starts beating me to the ground, all the while yelling, "You only take one, young child!" So I get up to my feet and run back to my mom, and yeah, that was kind of deserved, but this can still hurt, okay? And hey, if you're new and enjoyed this short, then you might like my next long video, which premieres this Wednesday. But now you have the scoop on how I got beaten with a cane on Halloween. My opinions on this year's mob vote? If you don't know, this year's mob vote consists of the penguin, the armadillo, and the crab. And they're all equally good in my opinion. And it seems a lot of people feel the same way, as they're all pushing for Mojang to add all 3 mobs. I mean, all I've seen is why the mob vote is drinking Minecraft. Mojang should add all 3 mobs. And I can't say I disagree. I mean, look at me recording a short about this while I'm sick. So I say, let's force Mojang to get the message. Use the hashtag all mobs deserve a chance to stop the mob vote. But you know what? I don't just want them to add all the mobs from this mob vote. I want them to add all the mobs from every single mob vote. I know I'm a really small creator, so this short won't reach a lot of people, but I hope this hashtag will. But those are my opinions on this year's mob vote. My first time getting blood drawn? Yeah, well, most people have some experience with needles by my age. My first time was just a couple days ago, and as soon as I got into the office, I panicked, which led to me making the perfectly reasonable decision to run out of the office. I'm never coming back! And then we were brought into the back, which went about as well as you would expect. Okay, hold still. Ah! 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 Well, I haven't even put the needle in Okay, call me a wimp if you want, but I'll never forget my first time getting blood drawn. My favorite food. Since Thanksgiving is today, you know, the holiday that everybody skips over to avoid feeling the guilt of how many people our nation killed to get to today. It's also related to food. And I eat food, thus there are foods that I like more than others. So placing at number 3 is going to be General Tao. Tao? Am I pronouncing that right? Tao. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. At number 2 is going to be cheese and crackers, which in my opinion is the best snack to have. But the dish I love most of all is sugar. Okay, think about it. What's a chocolate that makes it taste good? Sugar. How about cereal, lemonade, cookies, and ice cream? Why do they all taste super good? Sugar. But that's my favorite food. Short Tour Season 2 has begun. Yeah, thanks to your vote, I'm now covering this. And with Chloe and Riggy having had invaded Dano's stream and confirming we have a vote in this, the prophecy posted by Failure, and Recruitment Day being this Thanksgiving, I'm really excited that Short Tour Season 2 has begun. What was Recruitment Day? Last Thanksgiving was Recruitment Day, and we got a lot of lore. So first off, the boss has started a motivational type podcast to manipulate viewers into taking his side. He has also started a Discord server, which Chloe and Riggy glitched into everybody's shorts advertising, and ran into Riggy and possibly gave him long-term amnesia. So I'm still pondering, what was Recruitment Day? Dano betrayed the other creators? Yeah, he fell for the boss's very clear manipulation technique.
Hey, I know I'm not supposed to interrupt your theories, but how is he manipulating them?
By giving good advice, so we'll put him on a pedestal. And then when he starts giving bad advice, no one will bat an eye. Also, before this short loops, I have 3 mini theories. Number 1 is that the other creators will somehow see Dano's stream. Number 2 is that Dacia is somehow part of the lore. And number 1 is Dano's going to be manipulated by the boss into having an epic battle with Riggy. But that's how Dano betrayed the other creator. Royal Melon is alive? In Royal Pear's new stream, a message pops up saying that Royal Melon will come back the 15th. And since literally all my theories that I proposed last short were disproven within a couple of days of posting, so my new theory is all the creators will end up seeing the boss's channel, getting kidnapped, and then fight the boss and his lackeys. But that's why I think Royal Melon is alive? I make things sound more complicated than they actually are. Now, I think I do this to sound cool, but let me give you an example with, let's say, Geometry Dash, since 2.2 came out recently. Now, instead of saying, dude, the wave segment is hard, I'll say, dude, the reverse mini 2x speed wave section should be an easy demon at best. Congratulations, you know one more weird thing about me. Also, yes, I'm back from my break. I make things sound more complicated than they actually... The only video to make me cry? Well, there are several sad videos on YouTube, mainly ones featuring some kind of animal abuse or endangerment. The only one to get an actual tear out of me is Matt Pat's retirement video. Look, I know I'm late to the whole, all our childhood heroes are leaving, which is plunging us into an existential crisis about how old we're getting topic, but I do think there's some good to this, because while our favorite creators are stepping down, that gives room for new creators to take their place. But remember, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. The only video to make me cry? Use pickup lines. Now, I thought most guys were smarter than this, but nope. So why are they a bad idea? Well, number 1, they're just cringe. Like, imagine actually going up to a girl and saying, did you fall from the heavens because you're an angel? And you won't just be embarrassing yourself, you'll also be embarrassing your crush too. So what should you do? Try to form an emotional connection through shared interests. I'm just kidding. I'm in middle school, none of this matters. But in conclusion, use pickup lines. The hardest things about being an animator? Now for me, these can boil down to 3 things. Mainly because I need a hook for this short. Make sure to stick around for the end games. It's insane. Okay, so number 1 is perspective. You notice most of my videos take place from this 2D platformer point of view, and that's because that's really the only thing I can draw. Number 2 is lip sync. There's not much to say. Going frame by frame and syncing my characters' mouths to crappy voice acting is obviously difficult. And number 3, the hardest part doesn't even have to do with animation. The hardest part of making videos and shorts is having to make them #20
dang it.
But you just wasted your time listening to the hardest things about being an anime. I need your help. You see, I had a channel with over 150 subscribers. But if you're coming from my intro video, as you know, that was hacked. So now I have to start fresh. So where do you come into this? Well, I'm trying to regain that number in the next 3 months. So I want you to right now take a break from doom scrolling and watch the other videos on my channel. And if you like them, subscribe. I have another long form on the way, but in the meantime, I need your help. It took me forever to find a name. Yeah, I didn't just immediately come up with Renry. I actually went through like a million, including but not limited to Lauren Does Stuff, Lorna's Random, Penning Productions, Spotlight Production, Inkflow Studios, and like 100 more. In fact, YouTube even locked me out of changing my name for a week. And quick moment of silence for my friends who had to listen to all of these. But next time you're feeling like you're having a hard time coming up with a name, just remember that. It took me forever to find a name. Good conversation starters? Well, according to Google, the best convo starters are: what books have you read lately? Do you listen to any podcasts? And what's the best gift you've ever gotten? Wait, I can just turn all of these into YouTube shorts. But instead of using any of these while talking to one of my friends, I started the conversation by saying, so want to talk about money laundering? Yeah, I think I'm just officially an idiot, but I don't know how to use good conversation start. Don't mess with your eyes. Also, sorry I'm not using my usual setup. Well, this may seem more obvious, I'm an idiot. So, while I was sitting in class holding a pencil, But for some reason, when the nurse was about to send me home, I said, no, I think I can stay. Now, this was really just prolonging going home because my eyes started pulsing, blurry, not blurry. So, moral of the story, don't do stuff to your eye, as obvious as that sounds. Also, if you want more school anecdotes, watch my video on it. But that's why you should. Don't mess with your eye.